And greetings, my fellow divine co-creative celestial beings of the now. Welcome to Planet Collingwood here on Studio A Revolution Radio. A big thank you to Why Not and the crew for the Wire Files. I caught the last quarter. I think you played well, and you got some good things. Going to make it to the championships, I believe. We'll get to the MCG in September. If you enjoyed the last 2 hours, please go to freedomslips.com and or revolution.radio and donate what you can. You can click on the Patreon. You can go to the merch, the swag, the merchandising tab and buy cats. No, you can't buy cats. They can't survive the postal service. There's T-shirts, hats, onesies for the kiddies, and everything else like that. Cups, and coming into summer, it is summer over there. I'm in Melbourne winter. How I wish for the sun to come back. Please do that, and then pop into the chat room. We hang out with nice, lovely, beautiful people, beings of light, and probably some AIs, let's be fair, and some awesome people from the alphabet agencies who are tired of working under the thumb of the draconian lizards that pretend to rule the planet, and they need a bit of a laugh. So that's why we're here. Today's show is, it's still called Planet Collingwood. I don't know if I mentioned that. I should write that in. Yeah, it's Planet Collingwood. My name's Monty Dean. Our sponsor for this show is Q Heal, quantum healing hypnosis technique in Sydney and Melbourne. Good luck trying to get anywhere because they're both under lockdown, and we'll get into that. But q-heal.com and let Paul do a session with you. I had a session myself, and it's fantastic hearing your higher self not tell you what you need to know, because you're supposed to find it, you discover it as well. And also SJ's Ninja Dojo for Squirrels, a place for your fur babies to learn the way of the squinger. SJ's Ninja Dojo for Squirrels. Let your rodent defend you. And also, Planet Collingwood is filmed in front of a live studio audience. Now, I have two guests that have entered the foray, which I believe is now a French word. So there you go. And I've been joined by our Boston correspondent. I know him as B. Young from the old Public Energy days. Brandon Young, how are you, my friend?
Hello, Monty. Good to be with you all. How are you?
Cold, but good. Yeah, just going off and... Right, now I've got everyone calling in, so I'm producing myself, where that could be a sex joke there, but anyway. We've also been a special guest that I've allowed out of the basement. We've been joined by the mighty Pony. Mighty, I said.
Around, man. I finally got out.
Yeah.
I had to go inner.
Well, yeah. And also, yeah, good. Cold, but as I said in chat, that I'm a hermit, so this cuck down, as I'm calling it, whatever, dude. Yeah, basically.
And I remember Brandon Young is the token of RR, Lord of the Rings, if I'm not mistaken. He knows pretty much everything about it.
We can carry Brandon to a small...
Oh, you've got more guests. Should I go? Should I leave?
No, Cortek's here as well. Cortek, hello to Pony, because both of you used to do a great after party for Planet Collingwood, and you two could waffle about nothing.
Oh, mate.
What's up, Tony?
Go. Yeah, go. Sorry.
Say that again, because it sounded like, what's a pony? Well, it's a small...
It's a small horse.
Yeah.
But that's not important right now.
Pony is correct.
Yeah.
About me being a Tolkien freak and a Hobbit head.
What's going on, Pony? It's been a while.
As he fumbles for his mute button.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony left. Jeez. There's like too many people. He's depressed that he's in a lockdown, but he can't talk to more than 3 people. How does he live? Yeah, does he not shower and just walk through the shopping center?
I haven't talked to Pony, in quite a while.
Yeah, no, I would say a couple of
years.
years.
I used to love listening. I mean, he would take on after the round table, and we would talk for quite a bit, and he was breaking down the symbolism in so many things. It's fascinating, the stuff that he would do, actually. So I hope he comes back on.
Yeah, he's calling. Well, he should be here now.
Okay.
Because
You've added him to the call.
yeah, our Skype's changed its thing, so everything's just a bit freaky. So, but yeah, he's supposed to be here.
You know, I was on a show, another Revolution Radio show the other night. Keith A.Z.
Oh, yes.
If you guys know who Keith A.Z. is.
Yeah, he's been around for ages.
Yeah, short for Arizona.
Yeah,
Short
you like
for
to drink the worm at the bottom.
Yeah, and also I was waiting for the right time, and of course, Mechanic spotted the right time, and we've been joined by Mechanic, so that is not having a go at Mechanic, but let's be fair, he's like, oh, can I join? Yes, 13 minutes later. Oh, yeah, Mechanic's here. So, yes, say hello to Mechanic, and Mechanic say hello to everyone.
Thanks for having me on the show, Monty. Appreciate it, and all the best gestures to all of you. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salud. Mazel tov.
Yeah,
I'm back. I just want to say hi to the Mechanic, Cortek.
Hey,
Young.
Stick around.
Yeah, stick around, Pony.
Stick around.
Yeah, because as we discovered in revolutionradio.com, revolution.radio, freedomslips.com, there is a chat room. That's how Pony popped in and we conversed, because that's what a chat room is for, to actually communicate with each other. Pony and I, because we're Victorians, we're only allowed to go 5 kilometers from our house. And guess what that means? We overlap.
It means 3 miles to Americans.
Oh, yeah. I've been doing this for 6 years. I think my American friends can do their own translation.
3 cheeses.
I don't know about that.
I know. Don't tell them that.
3 eyes. 14 eyes.
Oh, it's only a league from here. What?
Yeah, exactly.
What's a league? It's a small sporting event. No.
But that's not important right now.
Yes. Where I'm situated, I actually can get to. Everyone, prepare yourself. I'm going to give local references. I can go to Eastland and Box Hill Central, which is near my dad. So that is my circle of influence.
Hi, son.
Yeah, you're not my. I'm older than you.
I think you're older.
But I am a time traveler, so that could explain something. I don't remember having sex with a horse. I have been Zeus a couple of times.
Monty Kang.
I'm sorry.
Monty Kang is the one.
Oh, you said Kang.
Monty Jr.
Are you not up to date on the Marvel universe?
Yes, a variation of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Well, that story has not been resolved, so we don't know if it is.
Oh, that's the best thing about it. It's so complex.
Have you seen the What If is coming out? What If?
Yes.
That looks good. If there's good stories, that looks awesome. But if
tying it all in.
Yeah, but if it's all
totally woke.
Oh, man.
Just kidding.
We'll have the card. It will be like Roger Rabbit with Spider-Man in a future movie.
Hey, as long as I get more Haley Atwell.
Okay. I mean, if it's woke, I'm going to super glue my testicles to a tram.
It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it.
What do you mean by it's woke?
That might be uncomfortable.
Might be. Well,
Mechanic, you sound a bit
just a suggestion.
The mic, Mechanic. Not that I can talk, but you got a bit of distance on your mic there, mate.
I think everyone's a bit off mic today.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Well, so let's pretend there's a subject. I'm still fascinated. Last week, I gave you a review of Planet Collingwood where it was basically this shouldn't exist, and like good times, flack over target. I have no idea who was it. I'm not giving them energy. I'm not telling you at all. But people, you kind of need a distraction because the escapism in movies isn't there because it's full of ideology and
everything's being watched.
Yes, like my God, I saw a movie about Eskimos, not a black person amongst them.
I'm into all the international movies now. All Netflix has been done. I'm into the international movies with subtitles, and it's getting better.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
The latest Lord of the... I just want to say real quick, speaking of Tolkien, the latest Lord of the Rings TV series, which is $1 billion TV series for Amazon, has black wizards and stuff. So,
that's going
black
woke.
hobbits.
Yeah, magical symbolism. Yeah.
Well, no, but just
it's a woke version of. It's basically a woke version of the trilogy.
Yeah,
No, actually, it's a prequel. You know. It's a prequel to the trilogy.
Not a prequel again. That never goes well.
Yeah, because the prequel's at the end of the third age, isn't it, Brandon?
Are they handing out vomit buckets?
Well, strangely enough,
it's going to be second age and third age.
Yeah. It's gonna. It's like, you know, the origin of Sauron. Oh my God, he was a poor emo, non-gender fluid teenager, and he was picked on.
Upbringing, yeah.
And he loved rings. He loved rings.
Let me ask.
He so loved rings.
Ask Brandon a question.
He went to Hot Topic.
But dads, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. But let me. But however, they've actually hired someone for the sex scenes. Now, if anyone's read Tolkien, don't remember any sex scenes.
Yeah, no.
Sex scenes.
Sam and Frodo is as close as you get.
Oh, I love you, Master. Oh, I know, Sam. I know.
Hello,
Master.
Hello. Hey, Brandon, is there any sort of connection or subtle link like we get with the Wizard of Oz? How it's follow the yellow brick road, the Tin Man, or all that jazz. You know that metaphor there. Is there anything to the Lord of the Rings that you 100%. Can divulge? Yeah, go for it, man.
100%. So much. We'll have to talk off air or something. But yes,
no,
absolutely.
Well, I can condense it. Yeah. Well, one thing. Yeah, one thing.
Who's Gollum?
Well, wait for it. Wait for it.
Who does he portray? Is he America?
No, but go ahead.
Well, it's just it's an anti-war film. It's an anti-war book, basically.
Kinda.
What do you mean, kinda? Like,
but it's all about war.
Yeah, it's all War of the Ring. I don't know what's all that about.
But they do have to defend themselves, and the
hobbits
the
eventually symbolic of
power.
Power.
Yeah.
It's not a
technology.
Okay, no. Technology. No, that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, because Tolkien was a traditionalist, not a conservationist. He didn't like how industry was destroying rural England. Yeah, trees. And,
okay,
a lot of trees.
He really
what
did.
year was it? 1800s or 1900s?
He survived.
1900s.
Yeah, he survived. I think Gollum's trying to get himself.
He's trying to claw his way out.
I'm disappearing up my own butt.
Remember that ad, Monty? If it's not a Sam West fish, it's not a Sam West fish, or whatever.
John West.
John West. Yeah.
No, yeah.
If it's not John West.
Juicy sweet. Oh, not John West. Rod Mac.
I still eat it.
John Mac.
So basically,
so chunky you can carve it.
How about this one, Pony? And I think Cortek may know it. Remember this ad: blood and guts and grease off the rod.
Foster's trying for beer.
I just remember that because it's a great saying. It's like, is she referring to the fish?
Yeah,
because my husband would go fishing and there's blood and guts and grease off the rod. Is like, that sounds a bit sexual.
It does now that you mention it.
And to all my American friends, all three of you, that is a television ad from the 80s in Australian television. So stop trying to figure out where you know that from. You don't.
What is Valvoline? You know
is it from Sard Wonder Soap?
I think it is probably Sard Wonder
Soap. Grease it up.
Oh yeah,
so
and
all about war.
Yeah, it's war, but it's about defense. It's
spiritual war.
Spiritual war, and it's that whole thing of do no harm, but take no crap.
Well, then who's Aragorn?
Aragorn is one of he's depends on
he's the good
what do you
guy.
mean?
But is he supposed to be USA or something?
No.
But he's reluctant to take the power of being a king. So
but Boromir wants to use it for good.
That's innocent America. The America that doesn't know they're being fooled. You know?
Well, no, I don't think he wrote in specific political terms.
No,
but,
not really.
No. But there's been a million people to kind of take their own interpretation afterwards.
Absolutely, yeah. But
I want the most logical fit.
It's fiction.
Well, you can come up with your own theory, Tony.
That's by applying. I was trying to seek that information from you guys, a la Wizard of Oz style that's out there.
Well, Wizard of Oz, I'll tell you this, is based on theosophy. Frank Baum based that on the Kabbalah, but it also has a political aspect. Like DC is supposed to be Emerald City, the Yellow Brick Road, and
the man behind the curtain, Emerald City,
And
the
the
Green
Order
Man.
is the steel industry. The farmers are the
I mean, once it's explained, no, that's the point. Once it's explained to you, you get it. It's like, oh my god, the whole movie's a metaphor based on real life. So, Lord of the Rings, that's what I'm trying to establish. Where can we follow the Yellow Brick Road in the lore of Lord of the Rings and find out who is, what does each character represent?
What is that famous quote that people forget the half of it? Power corrupts and absolute power absolutely corrupts.
Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
What's the rest of that quote? Because that's because only people know the first half.
I kissed my pants. No, I'm just kidding.
What type of professors did you hang out? Yeah, absolutely, and I've wet myself.
He was taken. We've taken.
Because it's basically pointing out, and men who strive for power are the most dangerous, or something like that.
Did someone just do a Tim Allen impression?
Yeah, the mechanic has discovered the power of sound effects.
Home improvement.
I'm working on my timing. All right, Monty.
Yeah, I'm not having a go because it's Skype. And anyone who's listened to this station more than a day know that Skype is special because Microsoft bought it 10 years ago, and that explains a lot.
Skippy.
They have their own Bitcoin type of thing, like cryptocurrency. Microsoft.
Don't mention crypto.
No.
Man, this is bleeding, man.
Yeah, well, no one saw that coming. That the cryptocurrency market is being infiltrated by the powers that were, and they're basically torpedoing it. No one saw that coming.
I would say it started it. But
did you see what the dude who made Dogecoin or Dogecoin said about it?
No.
He kind of made that as a joke, and then it took off, and then he left, and then he just basically was pretty scathing about the whole cryptocurrency market at the moment, about just how it's as controlled as any other market.
I'd call it a false flag coin.
Remember when Elon Musk, I'd rather go to space than save humanity. All that money, because you could feed people.
All of them doing it at this time when there's lockdown it's going to make people hate them even more.
Exactly. And we'll get to Bezos and his phallic symbol that flew into space. It's like, there's a lot of Dr. Evil going on there.
Okay, first of all, he didn't go to space. We all know this by now. When did the curvature actually start at that? Well, what do you want to call it? The shaft with the head on it? What do you want?
Yeah. That looks like a big Twinkie. Who wants a Twinkie? Yeah.
You know what it looks like? It looks like the exact same rocket that came out of the mountains in that movie with Mike. What's his name?
Austin Powers, Dr. Evil.
Austin Powers, right? Same thing. Looks just like the capsule that, or the what do you want to call it? The shuttle. Yeah, it's just the coincidences here are too much. You take a look at Klaus. In his you got him in the Aleister Crowley, praise the ass of Satan every day of my life uniform. You've seen it, right? It's got the big badge on it, and
it's very Star Trek with those pointy shoulders.
Oh, it's very Star Trek.
It's very Star Trek.
Just like Space Force, very Star Trek.
Question: because I didn't track the Bezos thing. Did he launch in that Illuminati rocket, the aluminum rocket?
It's called the blue. Man, I had it right here.
But that big stainless steel rocket.
Blue Yonder. Is that it?
There's a lot of thought with it.
No,
it's a terrible name.
I have a question. When did low altitude orbit become space?
When we're not allowed to go any further.
Trick.
Yeah, well, we can't go any further.
Jumped for Red Bull.
But there's so much space. Like they're imagining like these people are out in the moon.
It's referred.
It's low.
Actually,
Earth. Low. Crap. It's LE. It's Leo. Low Earth orbit.
Now this is the new Coca-Cola versus Pepsi because I saw it. The other guy, the Virgin guy, went up. He's not a Virgin anymore. Yeah, he went up too. So
I like. They've got photos of him in there, but no one thought of putting the camera out. No one thought of taking a photo out the window.
Oh my God! There you go. They shag space together. There you go.
Well, that's what they're doing. It's all Congress, you see.
But someone has pointed out, all that billions of dollars for space flight. Like, you could feed humanity for a decade. Anyway, back to you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I gotta eat.
Yeah, and also, have you seen I saw a number now? It's probably a meme, so who knows if it's true, but it's probably based on a little bit of fact that Facebook and Bezos have made over $100 billion in 2 years.
I don't know.
Oh, well, he's Amazon.
That sounds pretty conservative, actually.
Yeah.
It's a little light.
And it's the only time I will allow it to be called a conservative.
I think he makes $1 billion a day, I read. Or
something like that. And he underpays his employee. Who's trying to open a bag of crisps?
Not me.
Well, I could say chips. The wonders of speaking the English language, where Americans, Canadians, Australians, and English people are going, what?
Listen, I worked at Amazon.
Mate. What?
I worked at Amazon.
Oh yeah, well, the smoking thing where it's different. Like, have some bongs, smoke a bowl. It's like, well, how big's this bowl?
Well, who's the?
We have a cone.
Okay, smoke weed every day. Someone's music. Who's eBay? Because we got.
Look! I have a soundboard, guys. What you're hearing is my soundboard. I'm just trying to work in my timing. No one's like doing these sounds with their mouth.
These drops. You call them drops.
I'll show you what I can do. Here, I'll show you. Here we go.
All right.
I'll show you what I'm working with, so you guys can see my screen.
Oh yeah, I love it. Mechanic shows all this stuff on video, forgetting that we're on an audio medium.
Yeah, I got to work.
All right, press money. The yellow button. Press the yellow button, please.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't do that again.
All right, I'll do you a favor.
Eye of the tiger.
God, I removed it. All right.
Excellent. Yes.
You want to do something? Mechanic, get Morph. I think it's called Morph Box or something. I had it years ago. It actually changes your entire voice, has all those sound effects and that.
Yeah.
It's quite entertaining if you know how to entertain with it.
It is. I got to work on this craft. This is much harder than I thought it was going to be.
I think you're doing a good job, though.
Individually, when I played them on my own and no one's listening, they're all hilarious. But when I play them at the wrong time, it just screws it up.
But that's some of the best moments is when the timing is off timing. That is some of the funniest crap ever.
Well, someone actually asked me, like, oh, Monty, I'm glad you're here, Planet Collingwood. I need to laugh. And it's like, I'll do my best. And if my best sucks, it's still funny because you can laugh at me. No, see, that's wrong. You actually need Kevin Spacey from Superman Returns. That is probably the best wrong I've ever heard in movie history.
I can search for it. Let's see.
So, like, mate, well, say that Superman's going to save me. Superman's wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, they ruined him. We'll never see him again. So,
I work for Amazon, you guys, and it is run like a prison facility. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, there's no sitting down, right? And like 10-minute breaks.
Sitting down.
No sitting down.
There's 10-minute breaks that they time you on, and it takes 10 minutes to walk out the door, right?
Oh, so you're the guy who threw my package, you bastard.
No, it depends because like Australian Customs have a special level of.
No, they actually send the delivery driver overseas too. No, I'm joking.
Yeah,
that would be funny.
In one of those Beso rockets, yeah. I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
Plane to Australia to drop off one package.
All right,
the working conditions are nuts.
Yeah,
if he gets discounted, he drives the shipping container. Sorry, Brandon.
It's so psychotically run. I can't even.
Oh, I got all kinds.
Explain.
Oh, there it is.
I had so.
Thank you. That's Planet Collingwood for the week, ladies and gentlemen. We can stop there. I need a cigarette.
So you go postal in the Amazon. Wow.
The best. I've mentioned it before. The best explanation of why postmen go postal is when Jerry Seinfeld asked Newman why do postmen go postal, and Newman goes, "It's the mail, Jerry. You get their work and you put it all out and you send it out, you sort and you put it out there. Then the next day there's more. And then the next day, there's more. And like, this is the best explanation of why they go a bit postal. It's like, it just never ends. It never ends.
Times that by 1,000 at Amazon then.
Well, yeah, it's like, our Lord and Master allows us water once a week. Yeah, yay.
With fluoride too.
I've got heavy on the fluoride. Yeah. Oh, look, there's cubes of fluoride in this. Oh, I can smash.
Might as well suck on a bar of steel, mate.
But that's expensive, so you'll have to get some of that rusty
but
copper.
Also, 14-hour shifts, right?
14 hours.
With a half-hour lunch.
14-hour shaft.
And a 10-minute break, and another 10-minute break, which it was really like a 2-minute break. And everybody hustles and struggle, and then they dock you if you're one.
Did you sort, Brandon? Did you have to sort postcode?
You got a hall monitor? Is there a hall monitor?
Buzzer beater.
Yeah, is there a collaborator that gets special gifts from management for telling on other employees?
Yeah, probably.
That's the thing. There's cameras everywhere, and there are more people watching the workers than there are actually workers, which is weird.
Brandon, did you ever X-ray items or open packages yourself under law?
No.
Wow.
Okay. So who does that? That's customs borderline then.
I checked out the facility and stuff, and like there's it's like a giant. They run it like it's a giant ship. It's so nuts. And I will expose it one day because I'm sick of this Bezos going to space while humanity is suffering.
I ordered a foldable knife from AliExpress, whatever. Got through customs, yeah. A week later, I'd ordered a cigarette lighter shaped as a gun. Totally banned. Got a letter from customs saying your item is illegal. Order this again, you're arrested. I was like, I've got a knife.
Cool. I remember
and a
those.
fake gun.
Yeah, you're not even allowed to have a pocket knife in Australia, right? And in some places,
it's pretty tight, bro. Yeah, it is. Yeah. It is.
Yeah. But we usually just punch on we just usually punch on anyway, so
the flick knives, butterfly knives, all out of the question. But you can take a household kitchen knife and just go, "Hey, I'm going camping," and you'll be like that.
Yeah, or you could get a Phillips-head screwdriver, kill 8 people, and like, oh, geez, I don't know. It's the same thing. It's weird that like,
it was
it was a screw loose.
Unfortunately, women keep getting attacked and raped and murdered, which is wrong. Let me finish. Stop. Hush. Yeah, no, I was trying to see. That's the problem when you interrupt halfway through a sentence. You don't get all the information. Welcome to Planet Collingwood. That's how we roll. It's not a round table. It's an octagon table, and I'm the referee. Yeah.
Glad it wasn't me that time.
Yeah, damn straight. I can walk. Yeah, once these lockdowns, I could get to I could catch a train or a bus, which is cheaper. Now, we are told maybe men should stop raping. It's like, yeah, cool, understandable. Maybe start at childhood where treat women with respect. But also, women aren't allowed to have mace or any weapons to defend themselves. So, like, you maybe want to give them a helping hand here if they're attacked. It's instead of martial arts or something.
To be serious about that subject, yes, I agree. I think women should be trained from day one in self-defense and killing men because
they should grow up in the arts. There's no question. They should grow up in the arts. If you can't be armed, you can't even hold a pocket knife. They should be raised in the arts. Everybody walking on the streets of Australia.
And you know what? And do you know what? Criminals don't care. They have guns and knives.
Oh, yeah.
The nerve.
Yeah, you're right. So they should be trained to defend themselves.
It's like in England, there's no guns in England. Well, there are some, but that's why there's hardly any shootings. Yeah, but have you seen the statistics of knife crime?
Oh, yeah. Machete.
Oh, did you see, Monty? They made a movie about our main guy. He got an award. Okay, so they've made a movie about the Martin Bryant character that was given to the world that took out 30-odd people with neck to head wounds.
Port Arthur massacre, yes, in 1996.
this retard shoots 32 victims out of 36 with neck-to-head wounds. That's a MO for a sniper. Yet this retard gets it all off. And so they've made a movie about him, not the actual event. They've just made a movie about this guy growing up being a tard. He kind of looks like Daniel Johns from Silverchair. You know, it is.
If they ever make a movie about a real event, it's just nothing but propaganda.
Yeah. Also, if we're still on YouTube, Pony meant to say mentally challenged.
What did he say?
Did I say?
Wait, retard. Oh, damn it. I said it.
You can say that.
You can't say the R word.
It's only a wilted pansy.
But you're fucking...
speaking
sorry.
like
Hey.
Sorry, I forgot. That's why I left last night.
Yeah.
Hey, Cortek, I got really...
It's 3 o'clock. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, almost 3 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast.
It's 4:30 in the afternoon. I mean, obviously, I don't have an audience here in Australia because people keep swearing and saying retard. Oh, damn it again.
Retard. Say it with class.
Retard.
Garage. I keep my car in a garage.
I actually know a couple of people that have disability and challenges, and that's not the funny part.
They're
You
all
sick
the call
bastard.
right now.
No, well, actually, I didn't want to bring that up. However, they actually call Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, all these people, they actually call them retards because people that actually have people that have. I need a muzzle. Sorry. Send money so I can muzzle Pony.
What you need is a taser.
Yeah, a taser.
Imagine a muzzle on a llama because it's just spitting everywhere. But a horse.
Yeah, you get feedback.
Trying to rein me in, Monty. Stop with the puns, man.
Yeah. I wonder why you haven't been around the station for a while.
Oh, no.
Now. Oh, dear. Hello, Pack Woman. She's in Queensland. I don't think you're in lockdown, but you're closer to the sun, so you're warmer, so I'm jealous there.
Who's that?
In chat, Pack Woman.
Oh, okay.
And isn't it great with all these emojis that the Pac-Man family are actually getting work still? Because the games aren't selling.
Pac Woman, because Tupac. I'm a Tupac fan, so I was like,
I'm
a Pac fan.
So I can respect Tupac, but I never get into his stuff. But
it's fun.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know. I'm not saying you do know we're on radio, right? Like, there's an audience or audience.
Oh, really, Monty? Yeah. There's an audience, like...
Yeah, I have tens of people listening, all right?
Yes.
I'm even starting up a Patreon,
YouTube
so...
numbers aren't bad.
I bet you they're all white, too. Sorry,
racist.
There's only one race, and you're not part of it.
But seriously,
let's go back to Brandon, because he's got a serious point, and it's about me, so...
Well, yes. The YouTube... When I checked on the YouTube, you put up the Wafer Fin, and everybody subscribed to Wafer Fin Entertainment on YouTube and give it a like and everything. But
how many subs are you up to, Monty?
593.
Really?
Oh, well done.
So once he gets to 1,000, he can start to probably monetize it. But anyway, but the
it's got to be 3 years. Sorry, Brandon. Yeah, go on.
Just the views are like better than some people who have tens of thousands of subscribers that I know of that do live streams almost every day.
But
that means that you have a good audience, man, out there, and so keep putting them up. Keep them
off the top of my head, I think I'm averaging around about 150 views on the videos. Now that could be 2 minutes, and the average view time is around about half an hour. So yeah, I'm doing okay. So say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Well, firstly, I've got ad blocker on my YouTube account, so no one gets paid from me, at least on the computer. And then I don't even watch most of it. I skip forward most of the info. So I assume a lot of people do that too.
So
you're not a fan? Is that what you're saying? You're not a fan? Is that what you're saying? You don't think
I
should actually?
YouTube.
No, I'm not a fan. I'm a human.
Hey.
Who's been punning now?
Who spins heavy on the puns? Come on, I am.
It's like two windmills having two Australian farm windmills having. Do you like rap music? No, I'm a big metal fan.
In metal news, Old School Iron Maiden have announced their 17th album, Senjutsu, September 3rd.
Yes, yeah, new Iron Maiden. The world is okay, everyone. Iron Maiden is still releasing
albums. Wow.
Well, Bob Dylan just performed his live stream yesterday or Sunday, and it was.
Did it have subtitles?
It was actually really good. It was actually incredible for 80 years old.
Yeah,
amazing.
If anyone's music works well with subtitles, Bob Dylan.
Send in the clones.
That film clip like that as well.
That dude in his early 20s found himself at the crossroads, face to face with the devil. Yeah. Why do you think he can still sing at 80?
Well, he said this in a 60 minutes interview. He said this in a 60 minutes interview where he basically was like, "Yeah, I made a deal with it." He didn't say it like that, but it was that close to actually saying, "Yes, I did that."
So with the big chief commander of this world and the one we can't see, and he did that interview in Northampton, Massachusetts, at the Hotel Northampton where I used to live. And,
what I find point for Brandon. What I find interesting is that, like, the Bill Hicks routine is like, I've been listening to Dylan for years, and like, do you know he's got lyrics? Like, they're really profound. I mean, like, why does everyone like this? C D C D. This is boring. But then you listen to the lyrics. Oh wow. So, have you seen that movie? What's the Dylan movie where that you have 4 different actors playing Dylan? And
Oh, I'm Not There.
Yeah. That's worth seeing once.
Did Velvet Goldmine, yeah.
Was it 4 or like 50?
It was many. It was Cate Blanchett. It was like
Frank Koo.
No, it was Cate Blanchett,
Heath
Ledger, and
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale.
Heath Ledger? Heath Ledger? No. Yes.
And the guy, and what's his name? The guy from Britain, who played Ian Fleming. But also,
hi, Mark.
Tommy
wrong
Wiseau.
film. Yeah.
Wrong film.
Yeah.
That was a biography.
What I like playing the movie game when you're watching a movie and you remember the characters, the actors' other characters. And in Black Hawk Down, you have a Jedi berate an elf, and that's when Ewan McGregor is yelling at the guy who played Legolas. And then in
no one remembers Black Hawk Down though. That's a damn shame.
Yeah, well,
Eddie Murphy played like 5 or 4 characters in Coming to America.
Yeah, he plays a lot of characters in a lot of movies.
Yeah, Tyler Perry plays Medea, whatever.
Yeah, but I'm talking about one movie to take on 5 roles.
Yeah, but
in one movie.
Sort of like he's the modern day Peter Sellers, because Peter Sellers would play 19 different characters.
Who's Peter Sellers?
Who's Peter Sellers? Tell me your address so I can come around and kick you in the nuts. Who's Peter Sellers?
Who's Peter? Seriously, I don't.
The guy from the Pink Panther.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. See, now flooding back.
Classic.
Yeah. Now, playing that movie game of actors' roles in Velvet Goldmine, which is a homage to glam rock from the 70s. Right at the end, spoiler, right at the end, you should see what Obi-Wan Kenobi does to Bruce Wayne.
Oh boy!
Obi-Wan Kenobi's a drug addict, mate. Then,
if you remember that scene on top of the top of the roof where they make sweet love, so I just instantly thought Obi-Wan's raping.
I'm a drug addict too. It's all good.
But Christian Bale's in it. I mean, it's an interesting
that's
about. It's about Bowie and T-Rex and all and sort of Roxy Music. And,
they've made Christian Bale. He's going to play God Eater in the new Marvel movies that are upcoming.
Oh, really?
God Eater, yeah.
Has anyone seen the trailer for June?
No,
I heard it.
That's Dune, because I know it's a comedy show. It's like
yes.
June, the month.
Yes.
No.
That's what I thought.
Dune? They're bringing back the original Dune, or
they're remaking it.
It actually looks.
Oh, they're remaking. Oh, please.
Yeah, I think it's been filmed, and because of the pandemic, they're holding off so they can try and make money. It looks fantastic, but who knows what the actual script is like?
Right.
I got a question. Are they filming it in the same place they're filming Mars?
No, it's not as orange.
No, it's a bit grayer than red.
Yeah,
Dune is one of the best books in the world, in my opinion. One of the best.
I read it once. I've got PDFs of all that. That's the thing. It's like we're doing Dune. It's like, well, be careful because you're gonna have 9. You're gonna have 9 sequels. Do it right.
Exactly.
I just had a.
I mean, it gets weird. Yeah.
Okay, in Australia at the moment, there's a show on TV. Yes, I watch TV because I'm a loser and drug addict. There's a show called Beauty and the Geek, and on there is a guy who looks, now that you mention it, exactly like the character from Dune, man. Oh my God.
Which one?
Which one?
Yeah. Which one? Scale it down. What, Sting or the fat guy?
You're that guy.
Baron
guy with curly hair who's fighting with the box around him, who's the kid learning how to fight. That's all.
Paul Atreides.
Because there's like several generations they show of this guy's.
Okay, yeah, I'm out. Sorry, I've only seen part.
Paul Atreides.
Yeah, that's but his uncle is teaching him that slow fighting with the shielding.
Duncan. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah,
Duncan, Idaho.
Yeah. So
is that his character name?
Yes.
Yep.
That's the worst name ever. I'm Duncan McLean. Imagine that, mate. If John McClane was Duncan McLean.
Yeah, Idaho.
He's not
like a potato.
Oh yes, I shared a great meme. It's Gordon Ramsay yelling at an unfortunate chef type person. And it's like, you've put so much spice on this dish that people are folding space and looking through the future.
You're an idiot sandwich.
And then there's another one. It's like, there's so much oil in this dish, the United States government wants to invade the plate. So, you know, how did you say? How did? Oh, that's clapping. It just sounds like we're back at Amazon popping the bubble wrap.
Some of these applause, I can't find a short one. Some of these are just too long. Yeah.
That was good.
Well, you know, you could always do the.
Actually, that was good.
This is my.
That's better. But also, if you can't hear it correctly, it sounds like heavy rain. So.
You got to tune it down a little bit.
Timing.
Yeah. Secret of comedy, timing. Damn it.
Timing is everything.
Yeah. Like everything is an illusion except for time. It's like, once you realize that, we'll tell you that time's an illusion as well. But baby steps first.
Baby steps.
Keeping time, it's week 70 to flatten the curve.
Thank you very much. We made it through sexy time week last week. Yeah, someone actually commented that on the YouTube. They like that. Oh, sexy time. Week 69.
Wow, chicka, wow,
wow. That's German for no, ladies and gentlemen, for playing at home.
That's my phone number, 999.
How about this obscure reference? That's the code on my luggage. Name that film.
No.
Airplane.
Space something.
Yeah.
Space.
That's correct. The Last Jedi. Sorry, Spaceballs.
Spaceballs,
yeah.
Only an idiot would have that kind of combination.
Exactly.
My Schwartz. Yeah.
I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
I haven't seen that movie since it come out.
You should see it again.
Dan Aykroyd is like a dog.
No, that's John Candy. Close,
John
though.
Candy.
John Candy.
No, a Canadian comedian god. Yeah, I recently watched. In the last week, I watched the Blues Brothers movie, and that was so. It's still good. If you liked it originally.
John Landis,
great movie.
John Landis.
Yeah, I mean, it's even got
got
Steven Spielberg right at the end, like the clerk that takes the money. That's Steven Spielberg.
No.
A Jew takes the money. Anyway.
Phony or bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
you're right.
Jew takes the money. I mean, that's what they do.
No, not all of them. Some of them give.
Hang on, what's happened to Double R? You guys are all politically correct now.
No, we haven't fallen for that childish thing of like, it's the Jews for everything. It's like, yo, just shut up.
Yeah.
There's someone behind the Jews.
Too easy just to say.
Yeah, so
and also
you've all
like
accepted our fate. We're just bending over and taking it. We're not fighting anymore.
No, it's a rich tapestry, but I wouldn't say anyone is completely responsible. You know?
And also, that's part of the narrative to blame all the Jews. Like the Jews are the chosen people. Yeah, chosen for what?
Whoa! I just said they take the money. I didn't say they control it.
Yeah, but Catholics definitely take the money. Have you been to a church lately?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot given back the money.
Yeah, but who taxes? Actually, they let the church get away with tax.
Yes.
So, let's dig a hole. Who else can we offend?
Blacks. What? Yellow?
Well, no, I'm sorry.
Mexicans. No good.
They're the Browns.
Yes, they are.
I hate the sale.
Mr. Mechanic did that one again. What was that?
It's not even. I don't even like that one. They gotta have a better one than this. You can barely understand.
Yeah. That's racist. Well, see, the thing is, there's the human race, and everything else is tribal. So it's like unless humans are species, like it's like
told us, mate, back in the 80s.
Yeah, but we're all into me. It's like it's those idiot Nazis. We're pure blood. Sure you are. If you go by that tribalistic thing of we're pure bloods, the Inuit are probably the most pure blood. Everyone else is intermingled.
You know what?
I just picture Hitler sitting there going, "Ha ha ha, you brown eyes."
Oh yeah, as a comedian said here in Melbourne, like Hitler had brown eyes and brown hair. If you want to start a master race, at least be part of it.
Yeah. The whole thing about him having blue eyes was completely made up.
Yeah.
Which I find fascinating.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
What's it? I thought they were doing. I thought they were doing it for more of a spiritual reason. That the clearness of the eye more depicted something going on further about the soul, is what they're after.
Yeah.
But it's human nature. They find anything to divide and conquer.
Yeah,
the latest one that I've seen rise to prominence on the internet is: should pineapple go on a pizza?
Never.
Oh, that's also
divide and conquer is an instrument of communism.
Well, even before then, before communism.
Oh, of course.
That Soviet crap.
Communism.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a pineappleism then. I don't like pineapples. So
no,
well, you don't.
Wrong.
See, no, it's not. It's wrong for you, and
wrong
you're
for everybody.
Wrong. No, it's not. Everybody. And strangely enough, the Hawaiian pineapple and pizza started in Germany in 1952 on a cooking show.
Is that right?
Yeah.
The Hawaiian Pineapple Corporation.
It's like ham and pineapple on a pizza.
Yeah, here in Australia, it's been
the way they're going, it won't be Hawaiian pineapple. It won't be that because they got rid of Redskins, right? So Hawaiian, they'll do it. It's just going to have to be pineapple.
Do you think they're just going to change the name of the Hawaiian pizza because it just might offend people?
They have to, they have to.
Yeah, but what happens when you go to a luau? They've got a pig with pineapple because they're grown everywhere.
Yeah,
it's amazing. It's like we can't call it the Chinese flu. Well, where did it start?
Listen, the
China.
ukulele is
they can't.
Hawaii is a beautiful, magical place, and it should be preserved as such. But don't celebrate what it is. Be proud of it. I don't think they'll ever get rid of the ukulele.
What do you think Pizza Hut is called Pizza Hut?
Well, that's fine. That's
because it was a pizza place in a hut and they sold Hawaiian pizzas.
Yeah, but it's not labeling the way it has been labeled.
What have we learned from
actually
this?
Listening to me? Oh my god.
There's one race and we're just dividing, conquering in them all. So
that's right. That's right. Race is actually a construct.
Yeah. Yeah, people. White people. It's like, stop blaming every white person. It's the British, and it's not all the British people, it's not the English. It's the English elite.
Start blaming governments and the elite, the cabals, the families that run it all.
Corporation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the internationalists, they were called 100 years ago, and now they're called globalists. Same thing.
Right.
We're a genetic farm, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with that.
I think at week
energy farm.
At week 70, I think we can be less forgiving in our language about what's going on. I think at this point, week 70, can we not?
Do you know Australia is the worst country for the vaccination rollout? Score one for us.
Yeah. Winning.
Just the amount of participation. It's beautiful.
Well, yeah, the lefties, the far lefties. Yeah.
It's funny how that story is presented straight away as something everyone wants to do when they know most people don't. And they've hit a hard wall now.
Yeah, it's the positive. It's the positive angle of Australian apathy. Like, you should take this vaccine. I don't know.
What's funny is no one's allowed outside of your house, but you're allowed outside to go get the vaccine. Then you just see these rows of lemmings lined up, getting ready to take the swab or the vaccine.
Really? Are they aligned next to the people? Because I didn't think. Why do lemmings need to be?
The politicians.
These lemmings drive cars.
So you're against free will? Is that what you're saying?
That doesn't happen with lemmings. That was totally made up, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, those Disney pricks. Like, you know what would be good? We could get the whole thing to run off a cliff, and we'll blame that on science. No,
you guys know that coercion is not consent, right?
Right. And that's
blackmail.
Coercion
is not consent.
It is blackmail.
Blackmailed. Yes.
It is right now, and this whole thing is made to wear you down.
Yeah.
I was going to say, but Latin America.
That's why Planet Collingwood is here. Sorry, Brandon, give me a sec. That's why Planet Collingwood is here to be silly on this station. Because if you're a first listener to Revolution Radio, this doesn't represent the station. I'm just putting this out right now.
Well,
we're a pressure valve.
That's true. We won't agree on 9/11, and we're not going to agree on what the vaccine is or if it's good for us or bad for us. I think it's pretty bad for us, but what's in it, this and that. So, no, Monty's right. We all got different opinions. We stand by our opinions, but
the fun part, like the idea originally for Planet Collingwood is to have a great discourse and discussion, but take the safety.
Planet Collingwood then.
But it's just turned into interruption.
I don't want to live in Collingwood.
Planet interruption.
Yeah. Last week was we interrupt this interruption for an interruption.
Interruption.
Yeah. I wonder where I got that idea from.
Can I just say a point though, real quick on this? I have friends in Latin America. Maybe Bruce McDonald will tell you too. Is people in Latin America are very skeptical about taking this vaccine and really worried, but they have good reason to, because guess where all the infertility drugs were tested. And they were saying, "Oh no, this is good for you." And
it's not the first time.
I mean, like, this is history and facts behind all.
Eugenics were placed in third world nations.
Brandon, how dare you bring in science? I mean, really?
Yeah,
I know facts.
Brandon, that was my theory from 2020, bro. 2020, in about April, I realized what they're doing. It's children of men, mate. By 2027, no more humans will be born. And this vaccination has quantum dot technology in it, which will turn off our reproductive systems by 2027. The 27 Club that we know of is a precursor of that. So anyone born in 2027 will be known as the 27 Club, because they'll be the last humans born. And then we die out with Bitcoin, because the last Bitcoin will be mined in 2140. That's 120 years from now, 113 from 2027. So 113 years, that's a good stint for a human.
Well,
so last
Brown
George, I should add on there that Bunny used to do a couple of shows a week and share his theories, and then point out I could be making this all up, which I think is fascinating. But we let him go because you learn stuff, and even
I was the best.
Yeah, and even if he's completely wrong, you know.
I told you.
That was the part of the original Planet Collingwood, is that we could game out certain things and get to the end like, no, that wouldn't work. But we know that. So we can ask a question, get to the end of the answer.
I've got new code. So if Cortek wants to ride shotgun, Or I'll ride shotgun with Cortek.
Oh, you got new points. Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, but that can come up in an hour or so.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's Monty's time. Let's all suck Monty and let's get it over with.
I'm lonely, but I'm not that lonely.
So we're getting this whole Delta thing in Australia too now, about mostly coming out from people who have had the shots, just like in the UK.
Yeah.
Is it too far forward to say that well, the pattern is that, I guess, in the second shot or something there is the Delta? Is that?
No, not at all.
We don't know because we've come to halfway. Somehow we've done it again. We've talked for an hour about nothing. This is Planet Collingwood, and my name's Monty Dean. You're awesome. We will turn after these messages, and we'll continue talking shite, but in a good way. Holy! Kenny, put down that bass guitar. All right, go for a toilet break. I'm gonna go lie down. See you soon.
Revolution Radio. Freedom.
And welcome back to Revolution Radio Studio A. This is Planet Collingwood. My name is Monty Dean. I have been joined by Brandon Young, Pony Cortek, and The Mechanic. The is very popular at this station. It's fascinating. If you enjoyed the last...
Let's do everyone with these again, too.
Oh, okay. We have The Brandon, The Cortek, The Pony, and The Mechanic.
Yeah, but there's one thing.
The Mont.
Yeah.
You got to include the fact that I'm really a mechanic.
No, it really takes away. It's like, no, it's not that special now. So, like,
right,
yeah,
exactly. See,
well, if you enjoyed the last hour, please go to freedomslips.com and revolution.radio and donate what you can. Click on the Patreon button, and then pop into the merch site and buy T-shirts and caps and cups and mouse pads and onesies for the little ones. We take anything except for children. We're not the elite. Calm down. And, yeah, there you go. And if you're on YouTube and you feel like I need to pay rent, I know I do, just go to my YouTube page and click on the page, PayPal, and donate what you want. Because, yeah, free will. If you don't, hey, just, freeload off me. I don't care. Anyway, and I am working on my Patreon thing as well. So I'll
still...
Another chuckle. It's wafer thin.
It's a wafer thin, eh? Wafer thin entertainment. So if you want substance, go somewhere else. Planet Collingwood tainting Loosh since 2015. Now, just a quick shout out to, well, hopefully there is internet at these places, but a quick shout out to the freedom fighters of Cuba, London, Paris, Greece, South Africa. Am I missing where else? It's going off like a frog in a sock in a fry pan.
I want the UK, France,
Brazil,
Venus, Mars,
Brazil. Yeah.
This one's for Cuba.
Release the Kraken.
You do that in Greek, in Greece.
Yeah, oh yeah, Greece is. I've only seen one photo and it's like, oh, those Greeks are upset.
Hang on, what movie is
Tony?
that from? Mechanic? This is from a skit.
At least
No,
that's from like a really old one.
No,
it's on TV.
One really old. Yeah, it's the Clash of the Titans, which came out in the last decade.
Taken.
No, yeah, that was only like 5 or 6.
Yeah, actually, I want to do a mix-up of the movie Taken as well as the miniseries by Steven Spielberg, Taken, and mix that up. It's like, my daughter's been abducted by aliens. I have a certain set of skills. I will find you.
Total Recall?
Well, the first one or the second one?
Oh, yeah. The first one's great.
Oh, yeah. The first one's got some great liners.
You got any?
Yeah, let's see what I can do.
I wish I had 3 hands.
2 weeks.
I like when Arnold is in pain. Oh God!
What have you been feeding this? What have you been feeding this? Blondes.
One of my favorite parts.
There you go.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen the remake.
I think that's Sharon Stone's best movie, by the way.
Not good.
Wait, what's the name of the movie again? Mars what? It's
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
Yeah, Total Recall. Yeah.
Get your ass to Mars.
Yeah.
If you like your horror films, John Carpenter. Yeah, you suck as an audience. John Carpenter's Ghosts of Mars is quite good.
Oh, yes.
Pam Grier's in it. Ice Cube is the lead, as well as Anthrax is part of the soundtrack as well. So,
what's he do? He finds Skittles and works out DNA or something.
Yeah, maybe hold back on the old drug use there, Pony.
Oh, it's like that, is it? Oh, wow.
Oh, geez.
You hypocrite.
So Cuba's saying that the protests over there have been orchestrated. And having seen what was leading up to 2020, maybe it's just, the rest of the world's turn to be orchestrated back to the old tricks of the old Gabon.
Yeah, well, remember when President Obama said, I'll make everyone equal? He meant we're going to make everyone a peasant again.
That's exactly what he meant. That's exactly what.
Yeah, instead of in lifting everyone up, it's like it's going down. Yeah, so, Barry. He's special, isn't he?
I'm going to lift you down.
Married to a man in a trust. I mean, it takes a
What's
special kind of guy.
What's wrong with that? Like, in the last call, it's like, he's the homosexual. And it's like, it's the lying that I have a problem
Monty, with. If I could be clear, it's not that I have an issue with two men being together. It's the issue of two men portraying they are a heterosexual couple.
That would be the lying. Yeah, that's the lying. It's like here in Australia, you had a famous sports person who everyone's like, clearly he's gay. Well, how can you say that? Well, he could date any model in Australia, and he doesn't. And then 20 years later, I came out as gay. It's like, so you were lying for 2 decades.
Shocker.
Yeah, and it's like, but I was afraid of what? Like, we're at the point, most people's like, I'm homosexual. Yeah, and...
it's not an identity.
Yeah, it's there are a lot of
the best looking woman in Nevada is a man.
Did you get caught out?
Because I judge people by skeleton. I don't judge many people, but
that's what I said.
That's what I said. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not cool.
This is Nevada was recently won by a man.
It's the whole enterprise trying to look progressive.
We have our first transgender winner in a Miss USA pageant.
Basically,
if she didn't win, she would have kicked up a stink.
So
my friend I saw.
And isn't it great that after 100 years of feminism, the men are taking it back?
Weightlifting everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and there's comedy involved as well. Babylon Bee's just, what the hell is it?
What is that?
I was spewing up in a
disgusting. All right, it's disgusting what's happening, and it's right up there. It's a sick satanic ritual what they're doing right now with the whole transgender movement. I can't think.
Really?
Wait till you
find out about pedophilia.
So
I mean, look, they got the Baphomet sitting and paid for by tax dollars.
That's interesting. Yeah.
They got a big gold star on the chest of Maria Abramovich. They think that chick is a goddess. Meanwhile, she's having cakes made in the body of a baby, and they're taking a butcher knife to it, surrounded by celebrities like Will Ferrell.
Yeah. I mean,
it's called spirit cooking.
Yes, and the British Navy, you're allowed to actually worship Satanism, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
That's right.
It's like
it's the whole thing.
You're not allowed to put your name down as a Jedi, though.
No, you get in trouble being a Jedi. I did during a census, and there's apparently 70,000 of us. Like, wow, that's not a minority.
They did that in the UK, and there was enough numbers that they had to allow it.
Yeah.
What about Sith? Are there any Siths out there?
Sith.
No, rule of two, Brandon.
Yeah.
There's always two.
I'm pretty Sith.
No less.
I got Sith.
Okay.
There's always a master and an apprentice. Yeah.
That's what I put down on the form. I'm a Jedi, Jew, Muslim, and they can't touch me.
You should say you're transgender, and you'll get everything.
So you're Yoda. Yeah.
Actually, no, Monty's right, Chat. No, I'm a trans religion.
Do you know what? The far left wants such a hero. They need a transgender amputee, non-binary,
midget.
Midget, Inuit. So basically,
aliens.
If you can stop standing on my comedy, I'll get to the.
Don't forget blind and deaf.
Yeah, no, please. Anyway, short version is, while I have the microphone for a second, it's Wolverine. That's basically what they're and it's really bad because every time he chops off his penis, it grows back. Yeah. Just see. Well, it's Wolverine. Have you watched any?
Yes, but I've never had that thought process until now. And now that I think about it, are you sure? Because he heals.
Yeah, it comes back.
Right. Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
He has the adamantium.
That is
because I've seen the bullet. Yeah.
The wokest superhero they can have is actually Wolverine because he's a Canadian. Yeah, an Inuit amputee midget, non-binary.
Yes, who was also Australian to begin with. If you didn't know, he was an Aussie character.
Canadian.
Canada. Check it out, man. Look, they did his accent in Aussie. Go look at it. Wolverine's Aussie, hence Hugh Jackman.
Huge.
Yeah.
Look at it, man.
I'm just thinking of the Phantom.
Australian Canadian. No shit. Go look at it.
All right, you calm down, knackers. The Phantoms was just I think that was created in Australia. If you remember the Phantom comics.
The purple guy.
Oh, I love the Phantom. Yeah.
That was the worst movie ever.
Who was the guy that got for it? Billy Zane or something?
Yeah, it was Billy Zane. Yeah.
That's him. Yeah, the mummy from the Mummy.
What's the opposite to the Midas touch?
What's he done since, eh?
The fecal touch.
He's done some funny stuff.
He was good in Titanic.
He's great in Titanic.
We should do that. Let's describe movies in the worst possible way. Titanic is basically an old woman telling a story about this dick she got once on a cruise ship.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So, yeah.
2001
3 points to Monty.
Odyssey.
I got to follow up with that.
Oh man,
yeah, 2001. How would you? The worst way of describing 2001.
Pigs in space.
Or human evolution takes acid.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not the best, not the worst description, but acid is the best description.
I still need to watch the last 15 minutes again of that movie. I think it's got one line. Oh my God, it's full of stars, and it's like, I can see it as art form. Yeah,
I know what it was. Stanley Kubrick, before he made that movie, he ate dim sims with dark supreme soy sauce.
Does it every time when I eat them.
Does it every time.
That
dark supreme soy sauce, you can see into the quantum realm when you look into it. Man.
It's like Rick Sanchez's Szechuan sauce.
Well, there's that. So.
Oh yeah.
I actually, I've been watching the latest episodes of Rick and Morty, and I think the quality seems to be dropping off.
The first three were hit and miss, like Mr. Whatever. That very first one was just weird, but the second one was amazing. About the fake family
decoys,
kind of thing. The decoys.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. And then it was kind of off, but the last one, a couple of days ago or whatever, so good again. Just so random and a million ideas.
People have talked about the decoy family one. It's like, baked your noodles. Like, I'm going to bake your noodle even a little bit more. That's one timeline. That's only one reality. So if you spread it out because it's a multiverse, that's a lot of decoy families.
I was going to say, Monty, I've never watched the show, but because I watch a little bit of Marvel stuff, the YouTubers say Rick and Morty, the character, they base a lot of shows off Marvel comics. So there's the universe of Rick or Morty or whoever, the Can or Genghis or whatever. And so they actually hired, apparently, the writers from Rick and Morty. So when you said it's dropped off, I was thinking, the writers, they've gone to Marvel. So the original writers aren't writing for him anymore.
Well, we'll see how we go. I shared this on Facebook, and let me finish the paragraph. All right, just putting that warning out now.
Is it funny?
Let's try again. All
right, that's all right. Yeah, this is not rehearsal because I would have thrown a chair at you by now.
And a 1, and a 2.
It's red faces, mate.
Give a man a fish, and you'll feed him for a. Give a man a fish and you'll feed him for a day. Teach a man to embrace the paradoxes of quantum mechanics and he'll give himself the same fish over and over again in an eternal loop of temporal torment.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, see. And today my daughter called me birth person, so I replied, yes, financial drain.
I'll pay that. You've been hard. Can I finish mopping the floor now? You're out of the comment.
Exactly. So, if you want to see more memes, just go to Instagram, monty.dean, and I meme hard.
You got some great ones up there.
You just meme, mate. You're just a memer.
Well, yeah. How did humanity break through the controlling mechanism of the global narrative? Memes. It was basically memes.
Yeah.
Memes are controlled.
Yeah.
I'm on the orders up for table 5.
But this is not a restaurant.
Gotta break the memes. Mimi.
Yeah.
So apparently a massive swastika has been found under Lake Vostok in Antarctica.
Really?
New one. That's a new one.
Well, isn't that where the Nazis went after they won the German people lost World War II, but the Nazis, some of them went over via Operation Paperclip, then they went to South America and then just traveled on to the South Pole.
Yeah. Well, early on there was the whole New Schwabenland business.
Yeah, well, hang on.
Yeah.
Go back. What did they find? Cortek?
So I chucked the link in there. It's they found some kind of it's vague and mysterious, but it's more of a result that it's a swastika, the classic,
Yeah, shaped from what? Though rocks under the water.
It doesn't really say. It's vague and mysterious.
Okay, because I remember a story about 20 years ago watching news that someone had actually grew a farm, and the top trees were actually in that shape of the swastika.
Yeah, they planted that.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is,
is that in Japan?
No, I think it was in Germany. Yeah,
it was Germany. Yeah, someone went over, flew over, and was like, "Wait a minute, that symbol's highly illegal now." And it was all the trees planted
in post and pre and some post, but pre World War II, you found it in churches.
Well, I was about to get to that point where I think the Nazis reversed it because it's an ancient Tibetan symbol.
Inverted.
And inverted. They changed it to, but they basically stole that symbol and tainted every other version of it. And it's actually, I believe, it's a reference to the sun, where it's either a vortex or a portal type deal. And
it goes back to the Indus Valley and
Monty, who's there?
What do you mean? Well,
who's there? So if we're going to talk specific, I would like to really start having people think in these terms. Who is they?
Demons. I'm going to say demons, straight up demons.
Well, I mean, if the German High Command, allegedly it was Adolf, like, I've got an idea for a symbol.
Who put Hitler in place?
To start with the Rothschilds, and then he told them to stick it, and that's when World War II kicked off.
Who programmed the entire war itself?
Well, now, the Germans are also in contact through the extraterrestrials, through the Vil Society and the Thule Society as well.
Real, yeah.
So it's multifaceted because, these wacky guys, it's not one. You watch a Bond film, it's like, this is child's play compared to what's actually going on. How do you win a war? You fund both sides. So it's down to the bankers, because World War One was basically Ferdinand, what's his name? Franz Ferdinand was taken out by a Rothschild's terrorist group, and that was supposed to start a domino effect through treaties with everyone to get everyone into war. and it was industrial size war, and in the first 3 weeks, all the armies were basically wiped out because, like, okay, chaps, for bravery and all that, just run towards the firing machine gun there. They're good, Joe.
Yeah.
And after that, basically, they tried to bring in the League of Nations, but the Arabs is like, we're being screwed. We're leaving. And the rise of Hitler was to try and get into that one world of government. Now, I'm not saying that's the only reason, but you can see a thread line of the story by doing it, because the UN is basically the world government. It sucks because look at how much war and famine and everything else has been going on since 1947.
Yeah, it's ridiculously useless. Any organization like that has any country holding veto rights is useless.
Veto power, exactly. That's exactly right.
Well, also, just look at the Saudi Arabia, China, and other countries all like that are on the Human Rights Commission board or whatever it is for the UN.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're just taking the piss now, aren't you?
I'd ask you to investigate yourself, but I know you'd find nothing wrong.
Yeah, and the Chinese are like, you can't have a go at us for our human rights. What's the word I'm looking for?
Violations.
Yeah, thank you. Violations. Look what you're doing. It's like, wait. Let's step back a bit. Yeah, the Canadians have done bad things, but you're still doing your things. So it's not like I'm not better than you crap. It's like small minority rights. Well, I look at everyone as human and they fall under human rights. So why am I the enemy here? Because I support what you're doing. Yeah.
Well, essentially, the UN is like I think Cortek said is really controlled by the 5 veto powers.
The Security Council? Yeah.
So nothing ever gets done.
And strangely enough, the Security Council, they're all the biggest manufacturers of war, of weapons. Yeah.
What a coincidence.
And you see Wonder Woman, she's fighting against that at the end, basically. And Ares, he's a god of war, right? And he wants to see.
I love that she's not so uppity. She can't put on a great looking outfit once in a while or all the time.
She can be hot.
That's why it was the Wonder Woman film was fantastic, especially for young boys like myself, because she's just oh my god, she's gorgeous. But it was played to where Wonder Woman was a hero for everyone, not just like, this is for girls. You know how they do that? Like, men shouldn't see this film, and then 3 weeks after the film's come out, why aren't men seeing this film?
You mean Ghostbusters 4?
Ghostbusters 2016. It's like, you don't like it because it's women. No, I don't like it because it's shit.
That was the worst.
It's not funny. I mean, it's just really bad. Like, why remake that?
Was that 2019 that there was just like everything trying to profit over, in women's rights films and all stuff like that? It was just terrible.
I think it's still going on almost.
Yeah. Well, Ghostbusters 2016 is like the time marker where that was the. Yeah, it was building up to that, but then that film came out, and you can see where since then all these franchises have been fiddled with ideology, and like people don't like the Disney sequel trilogy for Star Wars because Rey's a woman. No, she's a shit character. It's got nothing to do. You judge people. I get in trouble for judging people on merit. Like what? Because she's a woman. As a woman, she's I like her as a woman, but the character's shit.
I love how everyone hates J.K. Rowling now. All of a sudden.
Yeah. Because she said a woman is a woman. Oh, how dare!
Yeah. No. But like you have all these like lefty witches in America and I'm sure around the world that are like, oh, we're witches and we're cool and we believe in trends, and all this. And then all of a sudden, J.K. Rowling says that, and they're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I hope you get a pipe bomb. Yeah, it's the hypocrisy on it where there's a YouTuber called Heel versus Babyface. He quoted Game of Thrones, all men should die, or all men must die. And he was banned from Twitter. And yet I can show you 17 different Twitter accounts that are spewing that type of thought process. Every day, where
every day.
It's like, if they want to track everybody for vaccines, well, shouldn't we arrest all the pedophiles then?
Yeah, exactly. Let's have some of that kind of track and trace going on. To the point of the start of the Running Man movie, where they get beyond the beacons and their head explodes.
Well, there's also laws where I think Victoria, maybe it's federal law, but victims of pedophilia are not what's the word? They're not looked after. And they're basically protecting the abusers instead of the abusees. And even in California, you can actually have sex with someone and not tell them you have HIV. You don't have to legally tell them. It's like, what level? Mind you, it is California. Now, I'm not judging all Californians because we know how corrupt the system is, but that's the level of shit that they're putting in. Where you don't have to tell people if you've got AIDS.
Did they change?
Yeah, you kind of do.
You do.
Did they change the law in Greece to pedophiles like that? That's why Tom Hanks moved there or something? Or is that just...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but see, that's the problem with, there's misinformation and then there's information that people made shit up because they've got one bit of information and then expanded on it, where it's like,
Hanks.
If Tom Hanks is completely innocent in all of this going on in the last couple of years, he's had a bad rap.
Yeah, especially his son.
I'm not a big fan of...
Chet.
Yeah, the thing, there's nanobots in the vaccine. Has anyone found any?
Yeah, no, right, exactly.
I mean, you have people we all have smartphones. They can track us already.
Well, the problem is you have what I consider super rational, smart people like Kafanos and Fitz and Joseph P. Farrell saying that there are nanobots in these vaccines and stuff, so...
but
I'm sure
your local GP won't be able to detect that, let alone quantum, which is even smaller than nano. So I just have to throw that in there.
Right.
Yeah. See, I'm not saying there isn't nanobots in the vaccine, but it's like until. Yeah, that crisp packet's back again.
Until it was me picking up.
That's not me.
Yeah,
but I could.
But you know what I mean? It's like until
how are you going to evidence that in your mind? So, the truth doesn't really mean anything to anyone unless they believe it themselves. So, that's all. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. Well, I mean, there's a lot of evidence that the election was stolen in 2020, but there are people...
Someone's belief.
Yeah,
but to me, that's all manipulated in the first place. So you're just watching a puppet show and you're playing along, buying into the ticket and watching the show.
Yeah,
it's all the show.
We're telling people that bought into the mainstream lies. Yeah, but
you believe, and I'll let you keep talking right now. Sorry.
It's week 70 now. We don't have to be polite about it anymore.
Well, that's true. But it's like, but there was no court cases. They threw it out for evidence. Yeah, the court wouldn't look at the evidence, and so they said there's no evidence. It's that little bit, the order that came out of Arizona pointing out, a lot of there's 75,000 more votes than people on the rolls and all this type of stuff. But the media says it's not true, and people believe the media.
Well, we know the media's bought. We know we can't trust the media.
Yeah, I know, but how are we supposed to allow people to find that out? Because they think that we are making shit up. It's
pigeons.
Yeah. Well, they keep saying coup. So, yeah. Coup. Yeah. Bill Hicks, ladies and gentlemen, Bill Hicks. It's the question is, if there's a pandemic and the vaccine will help everyone, why does 60 to 80% of the population don't want to get the vaccine? It's not because we're all idiots. You know what I mean?
No,
it's
exactly right.
For most everyone has seen it coming for the last 30 years or whatever.
Well, some people haven't, but
don't have to be polite about it anymore. It's week 70 to flatten the curve.
They've tapped into that primal fear of death, and that's what's freaked people out. Remember April last year when half the conspiracy theories were turning white and shitting themselves? It's like, wow, all the stuff I'm talking about is becoming real. It was a giggle. But now the latest meme that's up around the internet, conspiracy theories are now referred to as spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
at this point, we have to, I mean, the government's pretty comfortable where they are in this realm of vagueness for all future whatevers. They're quite company here.
Yeah.
Tag teaming,
But it's at that. If you've had you've had conversations with people. It's like, well, if that's true, the media would tell me. We're sort of that's the level we're at. Where it's
but we know the whole, the majority of the media can be written off as propaganda, as JP.
But the people I'm talking about, don't. They believe what the media. It's like they still think they live in a just world.
Yeah, but we're not talking about lollipop land.
Oh no, I know.
It's week 70. We don't have to be polite about it anymore.
I think I've got the title for my show.
2020.
Yeah, Monty, you thought a just world was when Trump was in power. It's like, dude, it's a show. He's a puppet.
No, I didn't. Why does everyone keep making the same mistake? I'm pointing at the hypocrisy between how Trump was treated and everyone else, where it makes me sound like a Trump supporter.
No, you're saying
he was clearly not on the same team.
Yes, that's why I point out the hypocrisy. It's a show. The way that, if you look at Biden's press conferences to a year ago with Trump's press conferences, it's clearly a show. And now the hypocrisy is even more blatant. Because everyone interrupts me. Oh, and there's the wall. Look, tear down the wall. Pink Floyd. We're watching videos, ladies and gentlemen, which is really bad for radio. I know, but we're just looking at. Yeah, I think that's China, actually.
It's in China.
It is China.
Oh, it's China. Holy shit.
Yeah, half.
This is going on right now.
The northern.
I'm telling you, this is weather modification.
Yeah, there's lots of heavy flooding.
They haven't had this type of flooding in 1,000 years.
Yeah, it's 1,000-year type of event, and you can't prepare for it because it's just intense.
Oh, so, is that a guy?
You can't.
He's just having fun. He's just playing around.
He's just surfing around. Yeah. I lost my boogie board, guys.
I didn't have a strap. I'm an idiot.
That footage of up to the shoulders in water in the subway is pretty heavy.
Yeah, the Bronx. Yeah, that was the Bronx.
Here we go, tubing down the main street.
Yeah, and with this much water in northern China, when you say, China's going to take over the world, well, not really, because half their country's been flushed away.
That's real. China's got no power.
They actually 200 mil of water, which is 12 inches of water, dumped in one day.
And yet there's a water crisis.
Yeah. Anyone got the link to this? Put it in Rev Radio chat.
Yeah, I'll drop it.
It looks like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, kind of. It's like,
what's wrong with you?
When they're in that boat and the colors around the outside.
Yeah, taking that's ridiculous.
Why didn't you clean your road? Oh, that's chocolate. That's even worse if it's not water, it's chocolate. Like,
These are psyops. Who would seriously be like, oh yeah, I'm going to get on the subway?
I've got a feeling
they were in the subway.
Yeah, they were already on it
before this happened, bro. These are flash floods. These are.
Yeah. You have a foot of water dumped in one day. It's not like snow where it sits there and goes, I'm just going to sit here and melt slowly.
Yeah, I can tell you.
Whoosh.
You can't do anything in that volume.
Not really, no. And it's, I mean, the conspiracy world, the first step is it weather modification? Because it highly looks like it. But if it's climate change, it probably is. I'm going to Dave's house.
It takes a long time to get up the bottle over. It's 30 seconds to get home.
Climate change is a real thing, dude. Climate change is a real thing. That's not a big deal. I can accept climate change. But what I'm not accepting is this patented, government-sponsored, taxpayer-funded weather modification program that's taking place without my consent.
Yeah.
That's what I got a problem with.
The weather wars have been going on since the end of World War II.
Fact. The patents just go back to as late or as early, I should say, as 1947. In fact, we can talk about it. I'll pull it up for you. I got it right here.
I'm scared when you say that. I got it right here.
Hey. No video.
It's not a video. It's just something to show you guys. I have all the patents. I have all the patents.
Well, it goes back even further, though, right? I mean, weather modification.
I'd say they would have been playing around with that stuff to make the visible walls in World War One shipping.
Weather modification. That's what I'm
talking. Yeah.
Right.
That's how they make the money. They make apparently, and I'm not saying, apparently there is a patent for the COVID-19 SARS-2. And it's like, well, I'm sorry, what? How can you patent something? You're not supposed to patent anything in nature because it's natural. But if there is, and it's been reported that they've known about this stuff since 2013. See, and it's just going to get nuttier. That's the disinformation or the just information, and what is being made up. I mean, the QAnon thing. It got to the point where they were saying that Donald Trump and Joe Biden had a face-off moment, just like the movie, and they swapped bodies. Joe Biden could climb into Donald Trump and use him like a mechanoid.
Yeah.
So we're looking at we're looking at a patent now from what was it, 1898 or something?
July 16th, 1891.
1891.
Yeah, there you go.
First account of weather modification from the patent office.
And also it sounds like obviously it's going to be hard to do. However, by explaining the premise of through science, it makes sense why, like HAARP in Alaska, by having radio signals, you go into the ionosphere and you start fiddling with the switch. You can start manipulating, like the jet stream. Canada's in a drought, but Texas has been drowning, and the jet stream's just been nudged across. And so there's no how much food is grown in California? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like a bit of natural / man-made catastrophe to take your attention away from how poor the politics is.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Katrina, I think, might have been an experiment.
Well, it didn't. It sort of it sped up and got more powerful in half a day.
People knew it was coming 3 days out, right?
Yeah,
and people just watched it as it hit, and they didn't. No one was. It was so bizarre.
Yeah, and then you also the amount of chemtrailing or geoengineering or whatever, terraforming, all that type of stuff. It's been going. The first one I saw was in 1997. And I've said this joke before, and I'll say it again. I thought that Skywriter wants to get fired because it was just a straight line.
Was that over Melbourne?
Yeah, it's St Kilda here in Melbourne.
Yeah. First time I saw it over Sydney was 2012, February 16th.
Yeah, because not many people look up as well. So, but the thing is, even if the planet is reacting to just the geoengineering, it's a planet going, well, if you're gonna, you don't mess with a chaos theory. If you're gonna do this. And now add on to that, you also have placement of the planet, what the sun's doing in its minimum, and what cosmic rays and where we're situated and all that type of stuff.
Coronal mass ejection.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That anyone feeling kind of wacky in the last 2 weeks because the sun's been popping off.
Isn't it?
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I'm going to sleep, and you keep waking up every 2 hours, like mother loving.
Full of electricity.
Really
ejaculator.
Those really blustery, no direction, every direction winds, CME winds. I think it seems to take about a little over a day after we see it happen on radar for it to actually get here.
Yeah, and we haven't had like the sun's toying with us because it's either it's not even a glancing blow. It's not Earth facing, and I've got a feeling like the sun's like, you need to pay your money, okay? If you don't pay your money, I'm going to take you out. you owe us for the last 10,000 years.
I like that one. I'm going to spray you with semen if you don't pay up.
Whoa!
What are you saying, sailors? These little men in cut off jeans will be thrown.
That escalated quickly.
I'm going to get into your ring, Saturn.
Oh yes, well, I can't wait for the day like they say in Futurama where they're changing the name of Uranus to Eurectum.
I can see him doing that, actually.
I don't think it'd be as fun.
Yeah, well, it's offensive to buttholes.
What the?
Yeah, so
that has thrown my solar system off balance.
Yeah, it seems to be. It had a hard night. It went out clubbing, and it's a bit wobbly.
That's probably why Saturn's got rings, mate. Uranus was getting too close.
The Lord of the Rings.
Social distancing for celestial bodies. you stay the back from me. Okay, I am the Lord of Time. You stay over there.
Where's your mask? Put your mask on. God damn it.
Yeah. Where's Jupiter's spot? I like how science had no idea. Like, the storm that is Jupiter's spot, which I think can fit 400 Earths. It swapped hemispheres.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
It just like, oh, it's my once a century holiday. I'm going to go to the northern hemisphere now. I'm like, what?
Did it turn around, or did we turn around?
NASA forgot they flipped the image.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And
I got something for you.
I was obsessed with the red spot. Yeah, go ahead,
Monty, gentlemen. It's a little bit more on the serious point. I mean, there was some humor that took place with the conversation, but today I had my very first conversation with my employer regarding the vaccine.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you finished that sentence because I had my first. How did you get a job then if that's your first conversation? But yeah, sorry. I have to break.
Look.
So how did that go?
Yeah, she has supported. She's a registered conservative in this country, and for some reason that label makes her and I friends. I guess because I support patriots, and I stand for at least upholding some version of our Bill of Rights in the Constitution. So she tends to lean towards me. So I've done a lot of protesting over the last month or a year and 16 months or so or whatever. And so she tends to defend me when people complain. But this conversation, I knew it was going to come eventually. But she's under the impression that it's legal for her to make me take the vaccine or she can fire me. So I told her, you wouldn't have to.
I'll quit.
I'll walk right out the door. You will lose a mechanic. And, she made a promise that that's not what she's doing. She made a sincere, and I felt that she was being sincere. I think she had a genuine interest in my well-being, which I found myself in the twilight zone because I have this woman in front of me whom I respect, which is just people in general typically don't have my respect, but this one does. And I'm looking at her and I could see her concern because I've gotten to know her for a while. So I want to listen, right? But at the same time, you know me, I'm a wild card. And so I told her, I says, look, I have enough information to prove that what you took and that mask you wore had nothing to do with your health, your well-being, or anybody else's for that matter. Nothing to do with it. So she's just kind of not wanting to talk about it, And I told her, I says, look, there's something bigger at stake here. And fellas, I'm all ears. I know we're getting up to the end of the show, Monty. It's your gig. But I'm all ears if you guys got some ideas that how I can start to educate her, because I think that my delivery's wrong. I think that my information's correct, but my delivery, somehow I'm in front of this woman and it's not like I'm on the radio. It's not like I'm doing my usual roundtables. Or with the homies or with the other guys. For some reason, I can't flow as well. And I'm not sure why that is. But
I think you're in love with her.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if you're in front of me, you'd eat something. It probably wouldn't taste so.
Pony's opinions are his alone. I'd like to point that out.
I do cocaine. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to get here is that I respect her for supporting me over the last year and a half or so. I mean, she's had conversation with cops, the chief of police, town people, just about everybody has told her they don't appreciate what I'm doing out there, but she says it's my constitutional right to do it. And she's right. And she continues to defend me because I'm standing up for the businesses. I'm working on getting, the hotels, the restaurants, and these facilities to join together. And if we get 30-40% that refuse to close, we will hold this little tiny bullshit county handcuffed.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to do whatever we want.
People have
and she's on board with this.
There's a New South Wales Workers and Business Alliance rally for freedom around on the 24th in Australia as well.
Yeah, I saw a lockdown protest last Friday. The start of it. So it would have been Monday night last week, because that's when the lockdown started, and they announced yesterday, it's for another week. The Premier actually said, we don't know for sure. I'm like, if you say indefinite, you're going to the state's going to be on fire in 3 hours. But they're hoping to have a Freedom Day for Cup Day, which is the first Tuesday in November. We're allowing organisations, stuff like that. Who knows?
Got to let people gamble.
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's a day off in Melbourne. That's why. That's basically. It's like we get a day off.
Every person, every body abled individual that can walk and yell, make as many props as you can, buy as whatever you can. And everybody needs to come out. You need to be shoulder to shoulder in every
problem
state
is,
in that country.
Unfortunately, the problem is it's very hard to have a conversation with people if you not turn them, but to show your point of view. There are people where, I understand where you're coming from, because you don't want to sound batshit crazy and you don't want to be angry, but you want to express your point of view, and using logic is like, okay, that makes sense. However, there are people, now this is not your boss, but there are other people where even if you challenge the COVID narrative, they explode. You can't even show them anything about, well, hang on, what about this or what about that? You're not allowed. There are people that have been vaccinated up until 2018. They've followed the rules, and they're all for science. They still support vaccines. They are not sure about this rushed experimental vaccine, and the media labels them anti-vaxxer.
Yeah. Okay. People would rather die than face that label, Monty.
It's
some people, because they can't handle the judgment. I know of a video with a mother whose son was like 12, 13, dies from the vaccine, right? Several days later, 3, in fact, dies from the vaccine. This woman does an interview with the local newspaper or the local news channel supporting the vaccine, and says that she's in line to get her second dose next week.
I bet she would have got national coverage with that kind of talk.
I've seen on Twitter as well, where a lot of people actually believe, they have their loved one or someone they know has the vaccine and they die from complications, and they blame the unvaccinated.
Yeah, and it's COVID. That's what they're doing right now. This is what they're doing. I want to get all this out real quick. This is what they're doing. The PCR test gets raised for the unvaxxed during testing.
Yes,
when the vaxxed get tested, they lower the PCR test to below 27.
That's because it looks like Delta's in the,
That's right. It's going to look like the unvaccinated are the problem, because they're going to be all the ones testing positive now. They're going to lower the cycles for all the vaccinated. So when they come in and get cycled, they're not going to test positive. They're manipulating the numbers. It's the PCR test that is holding this whole fucking thing together.
The maker of the PCR test said that shouldn't even be used. There's too many false positives.
Exactly. Period.
Yeah, and then he died.
August 7th.
But that's the thing. It's all about narrative. Where even like my stepdad, he's had his own issue with the medical profession, the medical system, because he said, "Oh, you're not healing enough, so you can go home," and he was bedridden. 3 years later, he's walking about by himself with a walker, and so he's like, "Yeah, whatever." But he's basically said, he didn't believe the person in the white coat. and he's got a much better life compared to believing the person in the white coat. He pointed out, he said that the Premier, during one of the press conferences last week about the lockdown, he sounded like a dictator from the 1930s. I'm like, yeah, I know who you mean, but it's the like Cortek with you've seen it with your Premier. They've got this weird glint in the eye where they're scared, but also there's a part of it's like, yes, I control all of you.
They love it.
They're
thirsty for it, bro. They're thirsty. Too comfortable. Far too comfortable.
And yet, as I've said it before, and I'll say it again, that they're working on data from February 2020. And they really, how can a variant of a disease be stronger than the original disease? That's not science.
It's the PCR test.
Yeah. Well,
it goes back to the PCR test. It all goes back to the PCR test.
Well, being in the United States, you just wait when they start pushing the Delta variant narrative there.
That's it. I'm marching right into this hospital tomorrow, and I am demanding to see the paperwork. And if they don't want to give it to me, it's public information. I'll get it myself. They might be a private hospital, but I'm entitled to anything related to the treatment protocols of COVID-19 because it's public. It's being handled by the government. So the vaccine is public. I'm entitled to all those stats. So I'm going to march into that hospital. And if they don't want to give it to me, I'll file it myself. And they'll have to give it up to the county because the county will be held liable if they don't. So,
would you like to hear something slightly amusing about the vaccine rollout here in Australia? Sure. The subject is corruption. Now, the government, which is the Liberal Party, which are conservatives, don't ask. They stole the name. It doesn't mean liberal media. Yeah, liberal media. The rest of the world, but Australia's like, liberal. We're conservatives. Like what? Anyway. Instead of actually using the medical system that have been rolling out vaccines for, a century, they actually privatized the rollout and gave it to one of their benefactors, one of the people who donate for it. And that's why the rollout has sucked because of corruption.
Financiers, right? The financiers to the campaigns, right?
Yes,
the
exactly. The donors, campaign donor. Yes, thank you. And because they're terrible, it's basically like saying, I need to build a road. I'll ask Kraft to do it. You know, the cheesemakers. That joke is borrowed from Friendly Jordans. By the way, basically, Kraft. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know.
Never buy Kraft.
But the point is like, well, I think I'm going to learn ballet, so I'm going to go to a cement mixer guy. They're
the best ballet people. Isn't ballet driving around a little car with a bear in a skirt?
No, ballet is parking.
Well, ballet's clearly mixing water and stone and anyway. You see the point. You see the point we're trying to make here. So, because of internal corruption in the system, the corruption of the vaccine has been affected of it, and we are only 7% vaccinated.
Yeah, so, Australia, I salute you. You're the most locked down in the world, but you're the least vaccinated. Those are correlated.
Yeah. Yeah, clearly. But that's the other thing. It's like, how many people like over the internet are fully vaccinated and still got COVID? And it's like, well, they told us in December by getting the vaccine. You'll need booster shots and everything else like that. Like, for the love of. And yet my immune system is still stronger than the said vaccines.
It is more robust. It is tremendously more robust than anything synthetic. All right.
Yeah.
I want to add this.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I want to add this real quick. They just rolled out this emergency training curriculum, an 8-hour course for urban area quarantine and detainment services.
Yep. It's a part.
That means in my area, they're going to start to train the sheriff and these police on how to quarantine large rural areas. Good luck.
I can see an upside to it because that means all the healthy people will be in camps while the rest of society dies.
There's always someone in society there ready to sell out their film.
Oh, yeah. Well, who knows? We're in interesting times. Yeah, may you live in interesting times. If I find the Chinese guy that came up with it. We are, oh, yeah. You know, crisis and opportunity is the same word in Chinese. So I have a drinking opportunity. Brandon Young, where can people find you, sir, on the interwebs?
You can find me at Twitter, Brandon Young 82, and also at the Office Hours podcast.
Excellent. Pony, you're hanging around for the after party with Cortek?
Yeah.
Hear that.
I'll be right there.
The excitement will be brought by Pony. Cortek, where apart from the after party, which is in 4 minutes, where can people find you if you want to be found? Of course,
I will be here or walking around the street, zigzagging to get some exercise, or maybe at the hardware patting fertilizer bags.
Excellent. And Mechanic, would you like to share where people can find you on Revolution Radio?
I'm on tomorrow night. 3 hours from midnight on the West Coast, 9 o'clock. That would be my time, West Coast. Yeah, midnight on East Coast. I run the High Council. Monte, you know you got a seat in there. Cortek, you could join me. Hey, if somebody can lay out the booze, they might be able to join me as well.
Nice.
Yeah, excellent. So that was Planet Collingwood. That 2 hours flies by where we talk about nothing but deep information, in comedy. Fast. So that it just really messes up with the AIs. Like I don't get that. One hand clapping.
Inhale the darkness.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So we shall return in 6 days and 22 hours. That is Planet Collingwood. You've been awesome. Thank you for listening. Thank you for YouTube and Rumble and Odyssey and PocketNet and the 16 other things that I'm actually on. We shall return. And if you're actually listening live here on Revolution Radio Studio A and you like the last 2 hours, donate if you can. But stick around because now we have the after party with Lord Cortek and Lady Pony. No, wait. Lord Cortek and his pet Pony. No, Pony and Cortek's coming up next, all right? So thank you all. See you soon.
I'll stick around. Thank you.
Cheers.